What did the solve for you now?
Nigeria, we students are here, right? Talk to me, don't stop nodding your head. Professor Obianoju take a PG survey for the Faculty of Management Sciences.
Human rights, please. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Father, eternal this set aside for education. 13. Empowering the postgraduate students for a scholarship experience. Father, we pray thee that you descend Holy Spirit, so that at the end of this exercise we have also glorified you. Pray in the mighty name of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
The Father,
Of Son of the Holy Spirit.
Holy
Amen.
Spirit. Amen.
Standing, can we take the national anthem?
That truth and justice reign in peace over all on earth, and this we count as gain to hand unto our children above without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
If you would join us to the university song.
Discipline, self-reliance, and excellence. With unity, we do hail you. We do hail you.
Our next item on the agenda is addressed by the Vice Chancellor. Because I have told you that he is otherwise engaged. Okay. So I'm so sorry. The next item on the program that we have is the address of welcome by the provost of the College of Postgraduate Studies, Professor Lumina. And we go to that now as we call on Professor Bokwe to deliver a welcome address to the station program.
the acting Vice Chancellor,
Hold on. Okay. There's a little problem.
morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good
Good
morning to
morning.
you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
by the progress of the College of Postgraduate Studies.
The acting vice chancellor, the principal officers of the university, the associate provosts, members of the Cpgs finance committee, the faculty PG subjects present with us. It is with immense pleasure that I welcome you all to the 7th postgraduate orientation program of the College of Postgraduate Studies, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka. I congratulate all newly admitted students in the 2024-2025 admission process once again on choosing to pursue their postgraduate studies at our university. During this virtual orientation, I can feel the great enthusiasm and ambition for learning. Today, we welcome postgraduate students for the PGD, the master's and doctoral programs across the 369 approved postgraduate programs in departments, faculties, centers, and university. While some of you are alumni of our great university, others have pursued undergraduate studies elsewhere, both locally and internationally. Indeed, we have all come from all walks and spheres of life, and I heartily welcome you. Our college. May I remind you that our College of Postgraduate Studies aims to provide an enabling environment for the acquisition of advanced learning in disciplines or specialization areas through research, lectures, and seminars. The vision of the college is to be a globally recognized center of excellence in postgraduate education and research, fostering inclusive knowledge creation and societal impact. We have come to a postgraduate college that has a mission of scholarship, research, and innovation. You are here to pursue knowledge, to share discoveries through publications, in teaching and work that presses the limits of our minds. Our programs. Each program has a time diligently as many others have done. Graduation within the minimum duration is guaranteed. The scholarship and research expectations of the postgraduate diploma, the master's, and the PhD programs, respectively, are distinguishable. The PGD, or the postgraduate diploma, is intended to correct deficiencies at the bachelor level and act as a bridge for students without the basic knowledge in the relevant subject area. This program is designed to fill the gap in the student's knowledge in respect to research techniques and applications. The master's program is designed primarily as a training course that enables the students to build on the fundamentals of research and to acquire new skills, knowledge, and techniques. The PhD program, on the other hand, hinges on a successful postgraduate research experience from a successful completion of the master's degree program. Thus, the expectations from a PhD student exceeds that from a master's degree student, being required to produce more original work, manifests greater research depth and competency and breadth, and review of current literature, amongst others. Opportunities. As a postgraduate student, you have already experienced and successfully managed university life and all the attributes required of university students, such as independence, self-reliance, and the demands of university learning. I therefore urge you to make the most of your time here at UNIZIC, pursuing your programs. Having mastered the demands of university learning, during the period of the postgraduate program, opportunities present for deepening knowledge and encountering new bodies of knowledge. I enjoin you to use the time also to learn and refine new skills that will enhance your entrepreneurial skills, employability, and contribution to knowledge building. Responsibilities. As a postgraduate student, it is your responsibility to be conversant with the regulations and guidelines for postgraduate programs. It is your responsibility to complete registration on time. It is your responsibility to be up to date with school fees and other financial obligations. It is your responsibility to complete the research on schedule, write up the project, thesis, and dissertation according to the provisions of the regulations and guidelines for postgraduate programs. It is also your responsibility to maintain regular contact with your supervisor, departmental postgraduate coordinator, and head of department and faculty postgraduate subdean. It is your responsibility also to discuss challenges and complaints stemming from your research and the program with relevant authorities. For all other responsibilities that you may have as a postgraduate student, you are invited to refer to the regulations and guidelines for postgraduate programs booklet. These and other college publications are available for purchase at the college. And these include the postgraduate regulations and guidelines, the postgraduate handbook or prospectus, fundamentals of research volumes 1 and 2, thesis and dissertation abstracts, and then the UNIZIC Manual of Style 2019. Enhancing the learning experience. To enhance the learning experience, the university has at the disposal of the postgraduate students, several resources. These include the university main library, the digital library with numerous resources, the university medical center, the counseling services, and the chaplaincies. Avail yourself of them and enjoy them. You can also download a digital map of the Oka campus from the UNIZIC, the postgraduate webpage. Resources such as the Cpgs forms that you may need from time to time can also be downloaded from the postgraduate webpage. Visit the webpage regularly for updates and information. In conclusion, remember that the university, as the word connotes, is a melting pot. You have all come from different perspectives, backgrounds, institutions, and communities to pursue your postgraduate ambitions. As is said in popular parlance, allow the university to pass through you as you pass through it. Make the most of the opportunity to embrace difference or diversity and to get a better understanding both of yourself and of those who are different to you. I welcome you to listen attentively to the seasoned resource persons here to address you for valuable insights on how to make your postgraduate sojourn in our university a pleasurable and a memorable one. I wish you good success at Nnamdi Azikiwe University, and I wish to pray God to bless your sojourn here and pray that it will be an immensely rewarding experience. Thank you for the audience.
Thank you, the Provost, for that welcome address. The next item on the agenda is the address by the Acting Vice Chancellor. The Vice Chancellor will soon
section. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, BC, we can hear you.
Right on, okay.
We have some technical glitches, but
thank you so much. And I'm the Acting Vice Chancellor, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Professor Joseph Ikechebel. And it gives me an immense joy to welcome you all to this orientation program. I consider it a significant part of our joy, and I appreciate your decision to choose Nnamdi Azikiwe University to do your postgraduate studies, having gone through your first degree, and possibly for those who have also gone through their masters, and you have chosen Nnamdi Azikiwe University to further expand your knowledge in various disciplines. And I consider this a rigorous tax, yet it's a potentially beneficial tax and socio-economically a viable venture. So I salute your bold decision and welcome you to our university. Let me also welcome the resource persons that will give information to you this morning. Professor Oja Afonne, the Associate Provost for the College of Postgraduate Studies, and the Professor Stella Anasi, our own university librarian, Professor Harry Obiwosu, our Director for Center for Counseling and Career Development. I also see on the list Mr. Chief Ken Chukura, our Chief Safety Officer, and Professor Lazia Somua, Director of Medical Services, and also Professor Chinyelu Ekunife, our own Associate Provost. The need of student affairs is not left out. This array of professionals and academicians will speak on different topics and guide you through your postgraduate studies. All these are to ensure that you have a hitch-free postgraduate education that will lead to your eventual graduation. The theme of this orientation is empowering the postgraduate students for a robust scholarship experience. You must have attained the upper percentiles in your undergraduate studies to have led to your being admitted into this university for your postgraduate studies. You must have used some skills and competencies to pursue this program, and I want to assure you from you at this stage, you're going to do a lot of the work on your own. Your supervisors will assist you, they will guide you. Your lecturers will give you information, but as much as possible, you are going to do a lot more of the work, because that's why it's postgraduate education. And I want to challenge you that as an institution, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, we will provide you the enabling environment, we will provide you the support that you require, we will provide you the everything that must be provided from our own side to ensure that you have a successful, seamless career in your pursuit for this postgraduate education. Most importantly, and as the provost have mentioned in our address, it is our desire that you complete your program in time, on time. And that is to say that if you concentrate and follow the due instructions and do all that is required of you, there wouldn't be any delay in your postgraduate education. Having said that, I want to also appreciate our postgraduate unit, the provost of the postgraduate college, for putting this orientation together and for continuing to improve and upgrade our postgraduate standards to achieve our purpose for postgraduate education. My administration has a mantra, and we call it the blessed UNIZIC. So as a postgraduate student, be aware of it also, that we are looking at beautifying Nnamdi Azikiwe University. The postgraduate unit is not exempted. We are lighting up our university. We are pursuing excellence with all our heart desire, and postgraduate unit is not left out of it, and that's why you're here today, because you also desire excellence. And we are pursuing the safe and secured environment where academic activities can thrive, and we're also digitalizing our processes, and the postgraduate school is already on course in this direction. Having said all this, I welcome you to Nnamdi Azikiwe University, to your postgraduate studies, and I say God bless you. God bless Nnamdi Azikiwe University. God bless the postgraduate college, and God bless our dear Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless all of us. Amen.
Thank you, our acting Vice Chancellor, for that address to our esteemed postgraduate students. Taking out time from their engagement to speak to us. So, thank you very much. Okay, we continue with the program. We have some adjustments to make. But before I say that, dear students, let me inform us that while the addresses were going on, just recognize those who joined us. Let me start with Ken Chukura, the Chief Safety Officer here present with us. That is the introduction to basic safety precautions in the university. We also have in our midst the Secretary, College of Studies, Dr. Chizoba Igwebe. She's here with us. We also have the Director, wants me to say former director, but all that you know, still the Director of Medical Services, Professor Lansbury Osobola, why we are to now we have to make a little adjustment. We will take the Chief Safety Officer, Chief Ken Chukura, who is going to talk to us on basic safety precautions benefit because you have to really have whether you get and get the other. So, students, I welcome you. I joined the Post University welcoming the university. My name is Ken, Chief Safety Officer of the university. Job is very simple. K2 is basic safety precautions at the university. The safety department is basically set up to ensure that the students have conducive atmosphere to their studies and research. And basically, safety is simply defined as the state of being free from danger, injury, or loss. And that is exactly what the safety department that I represent is here to do. In ensuring safety, information is key. Sometimes this information could be regarded as knowledge, intelligence, or process intelligence. So having said all this, I want to quickly go to some of tips that we need to take care of. We are all aware of the security situation in the country, state. But I would dwell more basic things we need to take care of students while we are in our institution. One of them is that we should be aware of your surrounding. When you come into the university, it is simple but naturally that you do what you call study. Go around the environment. Nobody will teach you this. No basic things about the university. Know where the medical establishment is. Know where the security is. Know where the banks are. Know where the fire service and some basic things. A study, personal study for the university. So equip yourself with basic things as somebody who is doing business in an environment. I will also advise that while you are here, you should get connected to someone close to you to know at any point in time where you are because of the security situation. I'm going to so and so place. Let somebody know that you are going to that place. Then tell the person when you expected to come back, when you so that when you are not around at that time, somebody will ask questions. Say it's going to so and so place, it's not back. And then how can that person reach you? It's very important because of the security situation. Again, one thing I have noticed that is becoming rampant in the campus, which we must take care of, is this idea, probably because of that economic hardship, people look for lifts, even when they don't know who is lifting them. And even those who are actually giving the lift, they should be very careful. We are all aware of the kidnapping, organ harvesting, and the rest of it. You will save yourself a lot of trouble if you guide yourself against indiscriminate jumping into lift. Even if you have your own car, know who you carry. University, you are going to meet new people. Don't be too fast in trusting people you are meeting for the first time. Don't be too trusting. Careful, know that you are meeting them for the first time and you take time before you put into trouble. I would like advice too regarding accommodation and hostel caterers and swindlers. It is rampant. Some people pose as caretakers, all sorts of things, and if you are not careful, before you know it, you pay money to wrong people. And before you know it, you will be run letters looking for who. So before you engage in accommodation and other things in university, be very sure who you are dealing with. I also would advise that you stay away from
admission and employment criteria. So another business that is illegal that people, even including students, and that's what I'm saying is very careful. I want to advise too, because in university there are a lot of social activities that are there. People may ask you out for friends, for that. Be careful and guide their drinks and food, even at parties. I've had cases where students are taken out for parties, especially the female ones. They are dropped, taken to hotels. So very careful. Must also keep track of what you have consumed so that you'll be able to have control. As you go about, I will advise at any point in time, you have what I may call emergency cash, because anything can happen. So that when you need to spend money, when you need to buy car, when you need to enter vehicle, not to say I'm stranded, always ensure that you have some money in your pockets at all times. Another, when you come to issue of kidnapping and all that, one of the issues, one of the things that give people out is social media. Some people display themselves, their families, their wealth, and all that on social media. Some of these fraudsters track them, knowing well that, truly well that these people are waiting to do, and if they are caught, there's something happens. So to protect their privacy on social media, if you do not want to give information to a stranger, do not put it online. Do not put your information online, your phone numbers and the rest of it. It is important to advise that do not associate yourself with secret government of any type. I'm glad to say that even in university today, probably because of Yahoo activities, the students are not too much involved in court activities. The court issues have left the university, find them in parks, auto parks, and among the touts. But that is not to say that they are not existing at all. If you want to let you know that the university has never want the death of any non-secret courts, we need to be. It is important that you get yourself acquainted with some security or safety officials in the university. We have a hotline, but as part of this hotline, you have basic some officers that are always on ground, like the OC operations, the OC intelligence, the CSO himself. Then we have a hotline that is always in our station if you are ready to take them, because they are always there 247 in case of any issue. I will call the number, I will take it slowly so that if you are interested, you can pick it. Or you can pick it rather. Number is 09 12 21 87 59 18. I'll take it again. Safety hotline 091 21 87 59 18. For the female folks, I want to suggest that if you are on a date, it is always safer to go to a public rather than hanging out in their domain or room. And I will advise that always tell somebody where you are going. This is in case of emergencies. In doing this, have a plan to get home safe. I want to remind us also that the university gets shut by 10:00 p.m. So wherever you go, ensure that you come back before or by 10 p.m. As the university gates close at that time daily. I want to say in a final note that security is the business of everybody. Security people are not witches and wizards. If you see something, say something. This notes we wish you the best of everything as you sojourn the university. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Chief K. Chukura, the Chief Safety Officer of the university. That's talk on basic safety students need to take while in the university. So thank you very much again for the interest of well, as we continue, we will do one more adjustment. And we will call Professor Chinyere, the Associate Provost for Sciences, to give us her talk on the postgraduate application forms. I hope she's online, so Secretary online. Can you?
Yeah. Good morning, all. Good morning, my provost, associate provost, our resource persons, and the students. I don't know, Chika, can you help me share my slide from there?
Okay.
Because I'm trying. Eh?
Okay.
Sharing.
We share it now.
Okay. You start sharing, but I'll continue to talk. I hope they are hearing me.
Yes.
So my name is Chinyalo Ekunife, the Associate Provost Sciences of our postgraduate college. I welcome you all to this orientation. I am also happy to inform you that our college has designed forms, and these forms are already in use. We refer to these forms as catalog of Cpgs forms. They are designed in such a way that they are simple. They are not that worded. So the forms are made easy, and they have numbers for easy registration. We have digitization system that once you submit the forms, they are recorded. In other words, our mails are easily treated and tracked. So we call them catalog of Cpgs forms. Here are the forms. The first one is Cpgs form 002, and that is the application form with which you applied online to be admitted into our college. You can source this form from our portal cpgs.unizik.edu.ng. You can also download all other forms being used by the college from the same site, that is cpgs.unizik.edu.ng. We have form 004, which is our biodata form, with your date of first registration, the degree in view, and the mode of study. Form 005, which is the initial registration form by semesters, course title, code, and credit unit. There is Form 006, which is your ID card application, where you have your biodata, including the blood group and your genotype. We have Form 008, which contains revision of courses for subsequent years once you have registered initially. We have the deferment of program or voluntary withdrawal form, which is Form 010. And this is for PG students who wish to defer their programs at any point after you must have been admitted. You can always withdraw voluntarily and then come back to rejoin when you are ready. There is Form 011, resumption of program. Students complete this form whenever you want to resume after you must have withdrawn from the program voluntarily. There is the add and drop form, which is Form 012, and that is for any student who wishes to drop any already chosen course and replace it with another, provided it does not exceed the maximum credit permitted. There is also Form 013, which is the application for change of department, and that is for any student who wishes to change from his department on admission to a different department. But remember, this department must be related. Then there is Form 013, which is application for change of area of specialization. For a student who wishes to change the area of specialization to a new area in the same department. There is 015 for change of mode of study, and that is for a student who wishes to change from full-time study to part-time, depending on your program. Then there is Form 016, application for change of supervisor, and that is for the student who wishes to change supervisor. Here, our regulation and guidelines applies. It may be as a result of death of your supervisor, or that you have moved to another country or supervisor has moved, or you've changed your area of specialization. It all depends on the student. But mind you, approval is granted on merit. You don't just change because you don't like the face of your supervisor. You must give us the reasonable information for you to obtain such approval. Then there is Form 017, application for addition of supervisor, and that is for a student who wishes to have an additional supervisor. Always go get a copy of our regulations and guidelines, because this approval is also being granted on merit. There is Form 020, Students' Annual Report. That's the form students fill when they want to interact with their supervisors. There is Form 021, Students' Fee Status. There you have academic session, amount due for payment, amount paid, and outstanding. This form is very important to the college because that is the form you must fill and you must satisfy for us to serve you well and better. There is Form 053A, that is the application for proposal defense, and the form is to be completed by the students ready for proposal defense. And remember, you must attach evidence with that Form 021, which I said is very important to us and to everybody. There is Form 053C, application for faculty defense, to be completed by a student ready for faculty internal defense. You must attach evidence of Form 021, Form 053, and even your admission letter. There is Form 032A, application for approval of title of dissertation. This is to be submitted to the department, and this particular form concerns our PhD students. There is Form 032B, application for approval of title of dissertation, to be submitted to the postgraduate college. Then we have Form 022A, thesis completion form, to be completed at the submission of corrected thesis for final defense. There is also dissertation completion. That is for our PhD students. Thesis completion is for master's degree students, and then dissertation is for our PhD students. So it's to be completed after approval of dissertation title. Then there is Form 023, students fee clearance. For you to do your final defense, you must obtain clearance that you have paid all your fees. And you obtain that clearance and approval with Form 023. There is Form 053D. Once you must have obtained your clearance, then you can now apply for final defense. And that is the form you use to apply by the student ready for final defense. You must attach evidence of Form 022, that is the clearance form, Form 023, and Form 031. There is also Form 043, and that is the request for statement of result and student copy, where you must have defended. And that is to be completed by students on submission of the corrected project for PGD students, thesis for master students, and dissertation for PhD students. Then there is this Form 044, request for transcript, for students that wants his or her result to be sent to another institution or another organization. Then request for certificate form is Form 045, to be completed by students for collection of certificates. Form 041 is the application for extension of duration of program, and that is for a student who has exceeded the maximum time limit of program. You now fill this form and update your studentship. There is also reactivation of program after unauthorized withdrawal. With this form, you must update your studentship too. There is application for tuition rebate. This is meant for students who are staff of the university. We give them tuition rebate. They always fill the form 064. So in conclusion, these forms are simple, concise, easy to fill, and feedback on application are received promptly. We also have all these forms for teachers too, just like we have for our postgraduate form students. I once more welcome you to our postgraduate college. I enjoin you to make the best use of these forms when necessary for easy navigation and prompt graduation. Always visit our website to download a particular form when needed. Thank you for being part of this orientation program and for listening. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Felipe, for that talk. The postgraduate application forms. Hope that our students have listened carefully to take the full benefits. To inform our students that one of the rationale doing this orientation
I thank you all once more.
is to give the students full information that will guide them
So,
out their program
Prof.
in the university.
sorry,
Yeah?
sorry. It was on mute before.
So thank you, Professor Felipe, once again for that talk on the postgraduate application forms. As I have said, it is hoped that our students have listened attentively and we further hope that the discussion will of immense benefit. One of the reasons for holding this orientation program is to keep students informed, sometimes of their rights and privileges, what they need to do, what they need not do. For example, a student can come after several years to say that he or she did not know that his supervisor or a particular lecturer was witch hunting him or her. There are provisions, and through this orientation and the other engagement, the college is making sure that the students are aware of what they need to do at any particular time. If you have any conflict, like one of the forms that I have explained, if you have any conflict with your supervisor, your a particular lecturer, there are steps you can take and invite the college to know about the situation so that the college can advise you on the way out of the situation. But if you do not take these steps, there is no way the college can be of assistance to you. So that is why it is important that students attend this orientation and know what they need to do at any particular time in the course of their program. Thank you once again for that. We will now go over to Professor Lasbury Asomogha, who is the Director of the Medical Center, to give us a talk to postgraduate students and valuable medical services in the university. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Once again, we welcome the students to this orientation program. And briefly, I want to explain to us the medical services that are available for you during your stay here with us. Just like the acting vice chancellor earlier stated, the university has gone to a long extent to make sure that you have an enabling environment while pursuing your academic studies here. One of those areas is the medical services, because you need a healthy body and a healthy mind to be able to undertake whatever academic pursuits that you want to undertake. So the university has put in place adequate facilities and personnel to look after your healthcare while you are here. You are required as part of your initial registration to do a medical screening. And I want to advise that this aspect of your medical care is very, very important. The trend is that some people don't usually come to do their medical screening. It's to your disadvantage if you avoid that aspect, because it gives us the opportunity of getting a baseline data about your medical issues. And during this screening, incidentally, we've been able to identify conditions that even the students themselves are not aware they have. When you come, because you already pay for the medical screening as part of your acceptance fee, so you are not required to pay anything extra when you come for your medical screening at the center. There, you run a series of tests. You also do x-rays, and at the end of it, the doctors go through your results
and the findings are documented, so that if you have any other reason for whatsoever to come again to the medical center, find that we already have this information before us and will be in a position to deal adequately with whatever you're coming to do. So it's important that you do not miss this opportunity. The university has put in place facilities at 3 of the campuses of the university where you can access medical care. You have facilities at Oka, Agolo, and the Nnewi. Your initial screening is usually done at Oka. Then wherever you're pursuing your program, whether at Agolo, Nnewi, or Oka, have a medical center outlet where you can visit and get any medical attention that you need. We have qualified personnel, doctors, pharmacists, nurses, medical lab scientists, X-ray technicians who are there to take care of your needs. We run a 24-hour service, except at Agulu. Both Nnewi and Oka, the services run for 24 hours in a 24/7. So anytime you have, it's important for you to visit to the medical center. Again, that underscores the importance of the initial screening. If you have done your initial screening and you're visiting the second time, you don't have issues because you already have a folder. Your basic information are already contained in the folder. But if you have not done the screening and you're coming for the first time, when you have issues, it may delay response. So you have a very well equipped laboratory that can ever problem you may have. You have doctors, including consultants, who will take care of whatever need that you have. And one good thing about medical services being rendered at the university is that it's done under an insurance scheme, what we call the T-SHIP, TISHIP, Tertiary Institution Insurance Health Program, where we have organizations working with us, we call health management organizations, who help us in taking care of your medical needs. So once you pay your school fees, you find that part of the school fees you pay is for your medical fee. It's 5,000 naira per session. You and I know that in the present day Nigeria, 5,000 naira will provide nothing for you when it comes to medical care. But because it's an insurance system that pools resources, you find that with that, you can access treatment virtually free of charge. Once you show evidence that you're a bona fide student, postgraduate student, and you visit any of our medical centers, then any treatment you're offered is usually without payment. And if there's for any reason that we need to refer you out to any of our affiliated facilities, you find that when you get there, you generate a code with which you go to those centers. Once we are the ones referring, you generate a code with which you go to those centers. And when you get there, the HMOs will take over your care at no cost to you. So you find that you have a lot to gain by taking advantage of these resources and acquiring a good health care at little or no cost. So I will encourage us not to shy away from the medical center. Don't wait until you get too ill before you come to the medical center. Don't go patronizing chemist shops and all that, when you can come and get very good care at little or no cost. Our services here at Oka available 24/7. The same thing at Nnewi. It's also available at the services also available at Agbo. We'll ask you to take advantage of this while you are here to get the best and prepare yourself for your academic, or to get yourself ready and to do your academic without any health impediment. So once again, I want to welcome you and assure you that the university has put in place adequate measures to give you a healthy stay in the university. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Asomuga, for in-depth discussion on available medical services in the university. So, dear students, it's left for you now that you have been fully informed of the available medical services in the university benefits. It's left for you to know when to access these facilities and applying. Thank you for the discussion. So, thank you, sir. Now we call on the Associate Provost of Health Sciences, Professor O.J. Afoni. This is online. Zoom? Online.
It's online.
Huh?
It's online.
Okay, Professor Afoni, if you are online, this is your time to
Thank you.
to discuss.
Yeah, I'm online.
Okay, this is your time to take us through the salient provisions of the postgraduate regulations. And this is the time to inform our students that there is a regulation, that regulations and guidelines postgraduate program. So what Professor Fon is going to do this discussion is to take us through the salient provisions of this regulation as a guide to your program. Professor Fon, you are welcome.
Thank you, my associate. Are you seeing my slide?
Yes, that is being shared now, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, the Vice Chancellor, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, the Provost of the College of Postgraduate Studies, the Associate Provost, Humanities, Associate Provost, Sciences, the Secretary, all administrative officers of the college, I want to welcome you to this routine orientation we have for our students whenever they come new. To our students, I welcome you, and I want you to take advantage of this program to get yourself oriented with the norms of the university, especially as it concerns your program. This thing is not just an ordinary program that you just listen or log in and log out. You're bound to gain more from listening to it and participating and asking questions as time will permit at the end, than to just make it a mere formality. This time, we're going to look at the regulations and guidelines. This is the Bible of the Postgraduate College of Nnamdi Azikiwe University. What do we require? What do we ask of you? What do you need to know? And what are you expected to get from your teachers? So that whenever you have any problems, you can now ask questions. Say, this is not what you were told. The document we're about to discuss is shown in this picture here. If you have not had this document so far, when next you come to the postgraduate college,
go to the general office and they request for a copy. In course of your registration, you must have paid for what we call publications. That fee you paid for publications includes this book. It also includes the manual of style and the handbook, depending on your area, depending on whether in sciences or health sciences or humanities. This is one of the documents you have paid. So you have already paid for this book and you are entitled to get it. When you go there, demand for it. You are not supposed to pay any other because you must have paid for it, unless you have not paid for what we call publications. So if you have not, do well to pay for it and get this document so that you can be guided. We are just going to do an excerpt of the contents of this book. It is yours to make good use of it and read in details. This is the 4th edition of the regulations and guidelines of the postgraduate programs of Nnamdi Azikiwe University. And the little explanation of the basic areas will inform you. I therefore call on you, leave whatever you are doing and listen attentively so that you're going to know. When the associate moderator was talking, he said to know your rights. This is the book that tells you your rights and privileges at Nnamdi Azikiwe University. The philosophy of this college is to provide excellent training. Hello, am I being heard? Hello?
Yes, carry on. We can hear you, sir.
Okay,
Yeah,
to provide excellent training in course of your postgraduate training, your research, and in your various disciplines. That is the philosophy of the College of Postgraduate Studies. What is the aim of this document of Nnamdi Azikiwe University Postgraduate College? To provide an enabling environment for the acquisition of advanced learning. It may not be a maximum environment, but that is an enabling one that's going to encourage you, to help you, to give you the opportunity to acquire the learning you have come to get through research, lectures, and seminars, and to provide the postgraduate students the structures and frameworks for their research. Of course, postgraduate training entails research, and therefore want to make it affordable so that you can have that unique training to do your research. The objectives of the college is to empower the PG students to inspire the intellectual curiosity, want to spur you into thinking wide and the being curious of lifelong things that will make you change this society, to empower the student in developing a leadership and personal responsibility. We want to make leaders of the students. We want a president to come out of you. We want a governor to come out of you. We want the next vice chancellor to come out of you. That is one of the objectives. To prepare the PG student to lead fulfilled life. When you get these aspirations, you will live a fulfilled life. You will have reason to say, oh, thank God, I attended Nnamdi Azikiwe University Postgraduate College. What are the responsibilities of this college? Of course, the acronym Cpgs stands for College of Postgraduate Studies. So whenever we use it now, whenever I refer to the college, we are referring to the Cpgs. We are charged with the responsibility of planning, supervision, and coordination. Note here that your program is carried out at your various departments and faculties, but the planning, supervision, and coordination is done by this college. That is why you are a student of this college, and we are sending you to geology, pharmacy, medicine, medical laboratory, law, as the case might be. But you are our student, and therefore your responsibility, your concern is our concern also. So we really want to make sure that your program is such organized that you have seamless training in course of your stay here. We also provide, it's also our responsibility to give quality assurance. You have come to do a program and want to make sure that you have quality training, research, and your stay here is seamless. So we monitor the departments and faculties to make sure that they're giving the students the maximum training they are supposed to get. The college also applies the academic regulations to make sure that your stay here is actually of utmost importance and that you meet the requirements worldwide. How is the college administered? The college is administered through a board we call Postgraduate Board. And there are also committees of the college as written out there. The officers of the college include the provost, who is the chief executive officer of the college, and their associate provost. There are 3 associate provosts in the College of Postgraduate Studies. We have one for humanities, one for sciences, and one for health sciences. The one that is moderating this program is the associate provost of humanities. The associate provost that presented on the manual of style, PG forms rather, is the associate provost Sciences, and I am the Associate Provost, Health Sciences. We have faculty sub-deans, and we have one for each faculty. So we have each faculty, each sub-dean for one faculty. So try to know your faculty sub-dean so that you can relay whatever problems that you have through him or her. We also have the secretary of the PG college, then the head of finance, and these are the administrative units of the college. Now, the general regulations. Section 4 of this R&G, that's regulations and guidelines, contains your admission requirements. You have already been admitted, so you must have met this criteria. So when you open this document, you will see, so you can also inform others. The process of admission, advertisement, as we've just gone online now for the 2024, 2025, 2026 academic session is as written out there via our website. Then registration guidelines, for those of you who may not have completed their registration guidelines, it is all outlined in that document as put there. Orientation and matriculation. Every student that is newly admitted into this program is expected to undergo an orientation. So it is not optional, it is mandatory that you participate in this program, and it will be launched at our LMS, our learning management system, for you to go through all these presentations and equip yourself. If you do not do it, you are penalized. So it's not just about being present here. You are supposed to go to our learning management system platform and go through these documents so that you can be well informed. Ensure you do that. Now, if you did not graduate from Nnamdi Azikiwe University, as a rule of the university, if you do not graduate from this university, you are expected to participate at the next coming matriculation ceremony. The university has just held its matriculation last Friday. So if you did not participate, you're supposed to participate in the matriculation and sign the matriculation register of the university the next time matriculation ceremony will be taking place. That is the rule of the university. At Nnamdi Azikiwe University, we have three modes of study. We have the full-time, we have the part-time, and we have the online mode of study. The full-time program is meant for people who are not engaged in any full-time job. If you're not employed, you are expected to register for the full-time. If you're employed but you receive a study leave, you can register for full-time. If you're a student on scholarship, you are sent by your government, by an agency, you can register for full-time. But if in any way you are engaged in a full-time employment, do not register for full-time. If you have made that mistake now, go and change it to a part-time, because it's against the law, not just of the university, but of the country. What are the durations of our programs? I want you to listen real good here. The PGD program is meant to last for a minimum of 2 semesters and maximum of 3 semesters. By this we mean, if you register for full-time PGD and you do not graduate on or before the maximum duration of 3 semesters, you are tagged an overstay student and you are penalized. If you register for part-time postgraduate diploma, you have a minimum period of 4 semesters and maximum of 6 semesters. If you stay beyond 6 semesters, you are an overstay student and you pay penalty for overstay. And you will need to apply to even be readmitted to finish that program. If you're a full-time master, if you register for full-time master's program, you have a minimum duration of 3 semesters and maximum of 5 semesters. Part-time, minimum of 4 semesters and maximum of 6 semesters. If you register for MPhil PhD, you have a minimum full-time duration of 2 semesters and maximum of 3 semesters. And if it's part-time MPhil PhD, minimum of 3 semesters and maximum of 4 semesters. If you're a doctoral degree student, you have a minimum of 6 semesters to do your full-time program and maximum of 9 semesters to do your full-time program. But if you register for part-time PhD program, you have a minimum of 8 semesters and a maximum of 12 semesters. Any stay beyond the maximum durations makes you an overstay student, and you will need to reapply. You need to write a letter to the provost to be considered by the board. If approved, you can now be allowed to come and complete that program, and you will pay a penalty. So you are being informed so that you will be well informed and you do not stay beyond your maximum duration. And that is why, for any overstay student, having defined and understood what an overstay student is, a student who fails to graduate at the expiration of that maximum duration, mark the word, may be allowed, not will be allowed, may not be allowed to apply for an extension through your supervisor, your HOD and the dean, to the PG board through the provost of the college. And the board reserves the right to consider it on merit and approve or disapprove. So why do you want to stay till you become an overseas student? Section 4.7 of the R&G, examinations and assessment. Every student is supposed to pass every course you registered. If you registered any course here, you are bound to pass it. And if you fail, you will be expected to receive that course at the next semester when that course will be offered. No students are allowed to receive a course that you went for a course and got a C. Oh, I don't like a C. C is going to pull my GPA down. And you, no. If you pass a course, you pass it. There is no receipt for a course already passed. And to qualify to sit for examination, you are supposed to have a minimum attendance of 75%. This one is a Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education guideline. Examination for all PhD programs, masters, MPhD, PhD, the minimum grade that is considered passing. Anything D, E, F is failing, and you will repeat that course. You will repeat that course and receive the exam. Note that a 49.9 is failure in Nnamdi Azikiwe University, and you will repeat the course. Candidates who failed any course will not be allowed to graduate. You will not be able to graduate, but you are expected to re-examine at the next opportunity. By next opportunity, we say, meaning, if it's this first semester course that you are not in first semester and you failed a course in that first semester, you will join the first semester of 2025-2026 academic session to receive the course. There is nothing like during second semester, please, so that I can go for my defense, give me this exam. No, you will repeat that exam during the first semester of 20. If you fail any course at the second attempt, you automatically withdraw on academic grounds. There is no third attempt. Be informed. Therefore, you are expected to pass all your courses sitting on that course. Before you defend your thesis, dissertation, and project in this university, before you graduate, every master student is expected to publish at least one article from his master's dissertation, from his master's thesis in Nnamdi Azikiwe University. At the PG, the postgraduate diploma level, we call the research you do project. At the master's level, we call the research you do thesis. And the write-up you do for your PhD, we call it dissertation. That is our nomenclature. Other universities might have different nomenclature. So when I use the word thesis now, I'm referring to master's research. When I use the word dissertation, I'm referring to PhD. And therefore I say that the write-up you make from your research and masters, you're supposed to publish at least one article, journal publication, before you go for defense. And for doctorate degree program, you're supposed to publish at least 2 journal articles from the PhD dissertation in an indexed journal with an online presence before you are allowed to defend. Do not say you were not told. Presentations. For your projects, thesis, and dissertations, a master's or doctoral degree student is expected to present. Look at the presentation, the seminars you're expected to do in course of your program. 1, proposal, where you say what your design of your work is going to be, how you're going to do it. 2, faculty internal defense. When you have finished that work, you do an in-house defense, we call faculty defense. Then the final defense, which is the one that have external defense, where we invite an external examiner to examine you. These are the 3 stages: proposal defense, faculty internal defense, and the external defense, which is the final defense. For a postgraduate diploma student, however, what I have just said applies only to masters and the PhD. For a postgraduate diploma student, you are only required to defend your project after you have finished your work, which means you are not expected to do a proposal defense, you're not expected to do a faculty internal defense. You simply write up your work and go for final defense. That is only for PhD. How do you write your dissertation, thesis, and project? All projects, thesis, and dissertation of Nnamdi Azikiwe University PhD program must conform to the specification of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University Manual of Style. That's another document that you are supposed to get when you pay for the publications. The Manual of Style will be taken later on. Therefore, note the style, citation style, referencing, how you write introduction, literature, materials and methods, and all what more. That's is contained in that book we call Manual of Style. So the one in operation now is what we call Nnamdi Azikiwe Manual of Style 2019. That is the last time it was published. A student reserves a right to withdraw or defer. Therefore, in our section 6 of our R&G, regulations and guidelines, you can withdraw from the program. But this must be based on the following. One, you can have an unauthorized withdrawal, of which you know what that will imply. If you have an unauthorized, it will be that you are looked for, you are not found, you didn't tell your HOD, your supervisor what the problem is, and you just disappeared. We will retire you, we will withdraw you because it is unauthorized. You didn't get any approval. You can have a voluntary. My work is not allowing me to do this thing. Oh, I'm traveling, or my health, and therefore you do a voluntary. You apply, I want to voluntarily withdraw from this program. Then on health grant, my health cannot carry the demands of this program, therefore I want to withdraw. You can also withdraw on disciplinary reasons. You are found culpable for any offense in the university. The head of safety has just spoken with you. If you are found culpable for any offense, or maybe you are caught in plagiarism or exam misconduct, we're going to miss there. Any attempt to do any misconduct in an exam, any piece of paper, or going to exam with your phone, or exchange of examiner answer scripts in an exam, it's exam misconduct, and therefore you are withdrawn on disciplinary grounds. We can also withdraw you on academic grounds. You will refuse to pass your exam after the second attempt on academic grounds, which means automatically you have failed on academic grounds. You withdraw. These are the areas, the opportunities. Then deferment. A student may decide to defer. You find out that, my work, something is engaging me. I have a work that is taking me away and I cannot do this program now. You can write for deferment. You can only defer for one session. One session is not of 2 semesters. To do that, you have to apply to the provost, to the board through the provost. And you have to pay prescribed fee. And that's only for one academic session. If it's approved, when that session is over, you will reapply to be reconsidered and you will come back. That way, you will still remain a student. But if you don't tell the university and you go that way, it is withdrawal and no more deferment, and that's withdrawal for unauthorized reason. Guidelines on supervision. I'm sure you like to hear what we have said here because it applies to you. This is something you must get to face. Supervision is one area in this program that a lot of students will have problems because either you fail to understand your supervisor or your supervisor fails to understand you. Therefore, you have the rights to apply for addition or change of supervisor, but that is hinged on providing convincible reasons that is tenable and acceptable to the postgraduate college, and this is approved by the board. Every change for this will have to be approved. It is not a matter of, I don't like this man, I'll book the other man. Or the day you came, this man welcomed me to the department. I like his face. We attend the same fellowship. These are no reasons for change or addition. There must be tenable reasons, which you have to give us why you must apply. Let me give you one such example. My area of specialization doesn't have, this man is not an expert in this area. Maybe you must have chosen him wrongly when you applied. Or the man tells you, sorry, I'm not an expert in molecular biology. So, because of area of specialization, you can apply for change. And not because you don't like the man. The first day you came to harass me. But if there's any breach, we are going to get to them without breach in supervision. We'll also tell you what to do. The provost has the right to approve or disapprove or reject your application for addition or change of supervisor. General responsibilities of the student. It is important to note here that everything contained in these regulations and guidelines is meant for you to graduate on a timely and a seamless way. Therefore, it is your responsibility to be conversant with the provisions of this book. I did not know. It's not an excuse. Of course, like lawyers will say, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. And that's why we're telling you, go and get this document now. Get it today. You must have paid for your publication. It is your right to have it. And that's why we're also spending this time to explain to you what is contained thereof. Now, in section 7.4 of this book, breaches, we said yes, you can apply for change or addition. But assuming there is a breach, a misunderstanding, there is a discordance between you and your supervisor, the relationship between the supervisor and the supervisor is no more harmonious. What are those conditions? One, there is a breakdown in communication between you two, personal clashes and conflicts, hostile relationship, supervisory refusal to follow the supervisor's advice. The supervisor tells you what you're going to do, you refuse to do it, or a supervisor refuses to read your work or guide you, or there is a demand or offer of any form of gratification, either by the supervisor or supervisee, not here that when you go to see your supervisor and you envelope some money, it is gratification and you are culpable. When any of these conditions arise, it is recommended that either you, the supervisee or the supervisor, should report to the HOD in writing. Do not say, if I tell you what I've been going through here, how do we know that you're going through anything? If the HOD is unable, HOD is the first point of contact, remember, in the department. If the HOD is unable to resolve this, it will be escalated to the faculty, to the dean of the faculty. And where the dean is unable to resolve the breach between the professor and the supervisee, the matter is escalated to the provost of the PG college, and certainly, I bet you, the resolution will be made. There are other regulations that you might interest you in this RNG. Any form of exam misconduct or research misconduct attracts withdrawal. There is no 1 month suspension in PG. There is no 1 semester suspension. It is utter withdrawal. 1, 2, you must meet up a 75% attendance to lectures, research, field work, and all what more as may be provided in the department. Else, you won't be allowed to sit for exam. If you are guilty of any exam misconduct, like I said, that's the first one, you are dismissed. It is dismissal. There's no, I'm sorry, can I amend my rights? So be guided when you're going for exam. Leave out everything that's incriminatory in exam. Plagiarism and falsification of data. Those of you who sit down in their homes and they generate data of how Abraham got to heaven without dying, such data that you cannot substantiate, you do not do, is falsification or plagiarism. You copy another person's work, or you copy yourself without a proper citation or referencing. If you are found, you are dismissed from the program. Irrespective of every provision of this document, a student reserves the right to appeal whenever you feel you are unjustly treated. The Nnamdi Azikiwe University General and Academic Regulation, that's what we mean by NAUG and AR, shall apply. There are regulations of the university. A student who is aggrieved in a mark awarded has the right to apply to the provost for remarking. It's your right. But you must do this within 1 month of the release of the result. We have a statistic where a student will say, for after 1 year, you come and apply for, because you found out that your final GPA did not need to go and do a PhD. You now apply for remarking and start paying an examiner. I'm sorry, you have lost it. You must apply for remarking at not more than 1 month after the release of that result. The student shall pay some prescribed, of course, some charges are prescribed that you pay before, and you fill a form before your letter is attended to. And the provost, in consultation with the dean of the faculty and HOD, will ask for your scripts, and the appropriate thing is done. Of course, it is done in every university. So you have the right to appeal. Research ethics. Research has ethical considerations, and therefore it is the responsibility to meet the ethical standards for the university whenever you're carrying out your research. Now, basically, university has the university research ethics policy, which you should ask for and abide by it. The approval of any PG research during your proposal, whenever the proposal panel say you have succeeded, this is acceptable, you can go and discharge. It is on the understanding that that research must be conducted in accordance with the university research ethics and guidelines. Therefore, permit me to say here that every research being done here must get what we call ethical approval. You must apply to the research, the ethics committee, and you get an approval to conduct that this research is not in any way going to impinge on the subject you're going to use. Even if it's ordinary questionnaire, you're going to ask for the whatever questionnaire in a class of 20 to 23 students and all what more, you get an ethical approval. And the university has Human Research Ethics Committee. We also have Animal Research Ethics Committee. Both committees exist in the university. Do well to approach them and get approval to do your research. Else, your report will not be accepted. Intellectual property. In accordance with our intellectual, the university also has intellectual property policy. Everything you invent in course of doing your program, while doing this program in the university, you must know that being a student of the university, that the university has vested interest on whatever thing you invent, whatever thing you find out in course of your program. The health and safety, the safety department has told you the much you need to know. So your health and the director of health service has also spoken here. So your health is our concern, your safety is our concern. Do not abide by those guidelines applying here so that you can live safely and also live healthy, and your program will be run. Plagiarism. In keeping with global best practice, you are expected to cite and reference every author you got something from his publication. If you don't do that, that is plagiarism. To that effect, you are not supposed to present another person's work. Instances about where students will go to the University of Nigeria and get another work in philosophy and come and present here. Of course, the world is a global village these days. We'll find out such things. So please, when you do your work, cite and reference whoever you got information from his work. And you do not go and present another person's work. You do not falsify or fabricate data, especially for those of you in sciences, health sciences, pharmacy, engineering. Don't fabricate data. It must be original. Your professor defense is a place this thing is original. It is my design with your supervisor. Don't submit false records, information or documents. Acknowledge every work you consulted. Very important. Using a third party to produce data. Some people go and they commission the works. I don't have this time, please. I'll go and write up this and pay you. We know you have that kind of money, but the day you're going to defend, the truth will be told. If you do that, that's academic integrity. You are trying to confer on academic integrity and you're going to be disciplined. Submit the same document according as another one has submitted from another institution, from another department, or from another candidate. That is not acceptable, and the university will discipline you for that. And of course, you know that the discipline for plagiarism or any infringement on academic integrity is dismissal. You cannot be presenting a work jointly done as a sole work. If somebody did a work with you, you also have to acknowledge that person. You must be able to have committed, if you are found to have committed plagiarism, the university will constitute a disciplinary committee, and if you are so found guilty, you are going to be disciplined. Of course, the discipline you know is dismissal. So be informed that every PhD student should certify that this work. That's why in your certification page, okay, you will say that this work is your own, it's the original work of yours, and that you stand by it. Whatever thing comes out of it, you are held culpable. Change of names. I'm sure women would like to hear this one. Sometimes we also get application from men who want to change names. Note here that a student is expected to graduate with the name of which you are admitted. However, if a female student gets married in the course of your stay here, you are required to provide a court document called marriage certificate, that is Form E, and a newspaper publication to substantiate that yes, my name want to change from one name to another based on marital status. Not because there is a communal clash in my village and my people, family want to change their name. That is not acceptable. There must be a marriage certificate which tells us that yes, you actually got married. No change of name shall be considered for a male student. Men, do you hear me? Whatever name you get admitted, you must graduate today. Even if you get married, you don't change your name. So we are not going to approve it. So be informed. Fees policy. A candidate who withdraws from the program on account of health reasons or any other circumstance are considered by the board and approved shall be refunded. The refund will be as appropriate, not the handling charges, the tuition will be refunded, excluding non-refundable charges, because there are some payments made that are not refundable for charges. Refund of fees shall not be made when the student withdraws voluntarily. If after this presentation today, if you I can't continue this program, these people's conditions are so hard, and you write for voluntary withdrawal, we will refund you. If there's unauthorized withdrawal, we will refund you. Academic grants, we won't refund you. Disciplinary grants, we won't refund you. Only if there is actually a withdrawal that is approved, genuine, which means it's on health ground. This person has some health challenges, and you must have applied and get approval from the board. That's only when we can refund you the one that the payments that are refundable, not the non-refundable one. Penalties. Another place I want you to pay good attention as we wind up. If you have not completed your registration now, you are already one step into late registration. Therefore, you'll be penalized. If you submit your files late, you are penalized. And so many other things that you do late. So late registration, late submission, and other penalties may apply as approved by the board. Therefore, whenever you are opportune to go and do your clearance, do your registration, please do it, because any lateness attracts penalty. The university also has this aspect that will interest you. We offer scholarships, grants, and awards to deserving students. Scholarships are awarded to students who to promote excellence in project studies, assist indigent students, and promote diversity and international studentship. We also give grants to promote research and conferences. We give awards to best performing students during convocation, as the university will be preparing for one soon. The best performing students can also be considered for award. These are at the discretion of the college, who will find them right. So this aspect, I'm sure, will be interesting. If there's an indigent student have evidence to show that you're indigent, they can be considered for scholarship. That is, if the conditions are acceptable by the college. Conclusion. My provost, associate provost, fellow students, as we conclude, note that this riot act being laid out here is not meant to intimidate you. It is not meant to dehumanize you. It is meant to ensure that you complete your program timely, seamlessly, and effectively. It is for your own good. Therefore, note that it is your responsibility to know the conversant with the regulations and guidelines of this college. I do not know. It's not an excuse. Thank you, and welcome to Unisic.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Professor. You can see the applause that you are receiving. So
Thank you.
thank you for that discussion on the postgraduate regulations.
Thank you, my assistant.
Students have listened and put this into you. Students, you are part of the advice given by the resource person is that you should ensure that you have a copy of the PGRNG and be conversant with it, so that at any point or at any situation you find yourself, you should be able to know what to do. The resource person also talked about publication of articles for to enable you do your final defense, masters and PhD. Let me add that those articles are required to be published in conjunction with your supervisor. That is to say, you are going to publish an article as a master's student. That article must be done together with your supervisor. And for PhD students that are required to publish 2 articles, those 2 articles, to be acceptable for the purpose, must be co-authored with your supervisor. So, on that note, thank you again, Professor Funne, for that talk on the postgraduate regulations. Proceeding further, we will now go over to the Dean of Student Affairs, Professor Nnamdi Azikiwe. So, we now go over to Professor Macaulay Nnamdi, who is the Dean of Student Affairs, and he will discuss with us the postgraduate students and the ethics of studentship in the university. Over to you. Yes.
Okay. Definitely. Provost. Associates. I think my major task is to discuss the postgraduate students and the ethics of leadership. Essentially, the Professor Fonda has done part of the task I'm supposed to do. I will just try to process a few others. The first thing we need to talk about, because we're talking about the postgraduate student. Who is a postgraduate student? A postgraduate student is a person who has been offered admission by a university or college to pursue a program or course that will ultimately lead to the award of a degree above the first that he was required to present as a prerequisite for admission. So the assumption here is that a postgraduate student has done a program before. It's on the basis of the what he has done before that he's been admitted to do further studies. So in other words, it's a further studies program. And because it's a further studies program, in a sense, it is an adult program. By its nature, postgraduate program is more like an adult self-sufficient program. As such, it is assumed that any student admitted into the postgraduate program is an adult who has developed the capacity to go through innovative research and contribute meaningfully to societal development upon deploying the knowledge and skills acquired during the training at the program. In other words, the postgraduate student is coming to do a program because he believes he has something it needs to acquire more knowledge to enable him to contribute meaningfully to the development of the society. And so it's usually a research-oriented academic program. If we should now research in the area that you consider you need to make contribution to the society. In doing this, it is expected that the students that it has to be done with some ethics. From one extent, the student is expected to pursue his programs given on the background of some ethics. The student's ethics generally covers the embodiment of excellent rules. The ethics is talking about the rules that you need to guide with. The embodiment of excellent rules, known and unknown, written or otherwise, that govern the student's orientation and actions during the period of studentship. It is on the basis of these ethics that their behavior and actions are judged to be right or wrong. Incidentally, the staff owner has also talked about the RNG, emphasizing some of the rules and regulations that guide the studentship. And that means the student is expected to be guided by some rules. You do not do whatever you like. You are guided by rules in what you do. On the basis of this, our presentation is guided by 3 areas. We're talking about the postgraduate students' readiness for study, their competencies in terms of whether or not they are qualified to pursue such rigorous innovative research, and 3, the extant rules that govern their expected behavior while the program lasts. We want to look at the first aspect, the student's readiness to study and the ethics of studentship. The student is expected to ask himself, am I really ready for this program? Is the graduate school actually for me? Is it something that you just want to be part of? That somebody is going to school, you hear some people want to do a program, therefore you will join them, you want to do a program. Did I choose the postgraduate school since I did not fully explore postgraduate schools and direct entry into the marketplace? Is it because of another drop? That's why you want to do a program? Or are you motivated because you really want to further yourself, to provide more scale to help you to do what you want to do? These are some of the questions you must ask yourself. There are so many questions you need to ask yourself. You have the research capability, for example. Have you always been doing work? Were you able to conduct your own research at the undergraduate level? Are you prepared to overcome some of the deficiencies that you found yourself on the undergraduate program? Because it is likely that if you didn't do what you expected to do at the undergraduate program, when you come to the postgraduate program, we have experience of people who got others to write projects for them at the undergraduate level. When they come to PG, the problem will confront them again. And that has been responsible for many students who drop out of PG program. Many will do their coursework, but when it comes to writing the project, it becomes a big problem because they do not have the competence.
The competence we're talking about, it is important to gauge the competence of the PG students and the intellectual capacity to undergo the program. It's also important to determine their citizenship and whether or not they will succeed in it. The competence of PG students is judged in terms of whether or not they are qualified to pursue such rigorous innovative research, their area of interest, which is the core of the postgraduate program. Students may have their self-perceived competence, but an assessment from a PG assessor or supervisor may prove otherwise, and they may determine the probability of any delayed or non-completion of the program. The student program is, at first, a guided study. This means that the student is on his own and fully allowed to interrogate issues of concern and make discoveries for himself. The PG supervisors really sees himself as a guide or a coach that interjects at intervals where such interventions become necessary. So you are expected to be in your research. Your supervisor is just a guide. To conduct a study and write thesis effectively, you can't just have works done in the area. That means that a good student need to have the capacity to read wide in the area he has chosen, so that you be able to make use of materials that have been contributed in that area. Because you are expected to involve in knowledge production, and you must have capacity to be able to produce that knowledge. Ethics of studentship. We had advised earlier that the postgraduate program is for mature minds, supposing that all students undergoing the program have understood the fundamentals of academics and have thus acquired the rubrics needed to excel in that program. This assumption many times from students the basic truths about the postgraduate program and the ethics that they guide the research effort. One of such truths is the fact that the PG program is a time bound and any time above is time bound, and any time above the stipulated period is supposed to be an aberration to the norm. As it is time bound, it's also rule bound. In other words, you are expected to complete the program in a specific period, and you are also expected to do so within rules. This is the key concern of the present paper. Rules are meant to guide the postgraduate students. These rules exist in the form of ethics that govern the students and the relationship with the entire fragment of the program. In line with this, there is what we call the 12 golden rules of ethical research conduct, which I attempt to highlight these ethics, all of which are guided by self-discipline. The first one is that you must avoid plagiarism. Professor Funa has also talked about plagiarism. Plagiarism is a very serious offense. It is stealing, of another person's work. And you know anybody who steals, even if there's a commandment by God that if you steal, you will be punished. And so plagiarism is a major issue that must avoid. It is the hallmark of academic indolence and the defeat of the core objective of PG program, due to plagiarize. Another point about the ethics is you need to treat the societal concerns seriously. The researcher's first obligation is to listen to the public and engage them in constructive dialogue, transparently, honestly, and with integrity. And the PG program is designed essentially to address key societal programs. And so for you to address these programs, you need to engage the society seriously. You must also respect the integrity and dignity of persons. That is intrinsic, what protects them from being used for better perceived benefits. In other words, what you have said you are going to do, the research is what we expect you to do. You must follow the do no harm principle in the conduct of your research. Any rules must be clearly communicated to all subjects involved. You need to recognize the rights of individuals in privacy and personal data communication. Honor the requirements of informed consent and continuous dialogue with research objects. You need also to treat research objects with respect and work under humane conditions before, during, and after the research. Thus, the study or the research designs must be in accordance with the 3 R's: replacement, reduction, and refinement. You also need to respect the principle of proportionality
by not imposing more than is necessary while carrying out your research. This should, at all times, form your research field. Your research input during your program must avoid being openly available for misuse or malignant use by groups that stand antithetical to the cause of the state, terrorists, military, or anti-state formations. As you said, the product, what you make out of your research, should not be available to the audience you do not expect to make use of them. You must also recognize the wholeness of an individual, and any modification does not interfere with this principle. Again, you respect the biodiversity and do not impose irreversible change that threatens the environment or ecological balance. Build on the understanding that any benefits arising from your research input does good to the site, and any widely shared expression of concern about threats your research must be considered. On the basis of the foregoing, we state that to succeed in postgraduate program is to allow self-discipline to take its full course. Self-discipline students have higher propensity for success in their program. It is a trait that confines the student to the objectives or goals he has set for himself before enrolling in the program. It is the inner force that propels for advanced research. Self-discipline provides the student with the inner energy needed to search for the truth and philosophy behind the course of area of specialization and choosing for himself. In fact, self-discipline is a must for all postgraduate students that desire to excel in the program. Finally, the student must remain focused on the objective of his program. The student is not monitored, nor attendance taken. The lectures or contacts are not open, yet his research work must go on until acceptable conclusion is reached. So how a student pulls through is entirely determined by the student himself. Most decisions regarding his program is left at his disposal, and whatever choices he makes is left to him. If he chooses to while away his time or use it optimally, the decision is up to him as the student and does not in any way affect the running of postgraduate program in the college. So the postgraduate students must shun unnecessary distractions and inconsequential engagements that would affect the program. He must keep himself constant report himself in line with the objective of PG program and ethics of an advanced innovative research. Thank you.
Thank you. To the next step. Thank you very much, Prof. On our valuable guidance and counseling and career development center by Professor Harry. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. I see this opportunity that the Vice Chancellor will understand where this from. Provost and all the people that have organized this, and colleagues here present, I want to thank you and our fellow students. I join others to welcome you to Nnamdi Azikiwe University. I must keep saying it because it's true that becoming a member of this community is a privilege that God has led you into. And for as long as you view it that way, do not joke with it. Mine is to, in a very brief manner, take an overview of the services we render at the UNIZIC Center for Counseling and Career Development. I must start by saying that this is the oldest, going by the history of our country, the oldest center for personal career development, functional as of now, directed with other universities. We know that you are privileged to have such a center because it's well developed. First and foremost, you have to understand that when you come into the PhD school, it is expected that you already have a career at heart. That is not always true. They did just spoke that many of you come in because you didn't have employment, you didn't get employed soon after your undergraduate years. It means that you still have issues with the career choice. So fundamentally, this center is there to assist you with problem of choices of all sorts. What am I going to do with what I'm doing? How am I going to do it? What am I, including time management when you have difficulty with that? We're also there to assist you with your relationships. Previously, we were told here that some students develop issues with their supervisors and with their colleagues. And you were told also that one of the cardinal ethics of studentship is autonomy. Said you are on your own. Shows that most of these things, if you don't handle them properly, including conflicts, you may end up not doing well as a PhD student. So the center was founded to take care of conflicts as well. Conflicts between you and your colleagues, conflicts between people, because in the PhD class, you are expected to collaborate. There should be teamwork. Research is all about teamwork, understanding the processes, getting engaged, and helping one another to sharpen one another. It is said that iron sharpened iron. So you're not just going to isolate yourself because autonomy is expected. But even in the context of teamwork, you still experience autonomy because the part and do it well. If you experience difficulties, you're expected to see career officer. We have career officers in every faculty. We have career officers in every department. And if you have any issue that they cannot solve at that level, you proceed to our center. The center is located very close to the University Auditorium and it's conspicuous there. So you don't have any issue getting close to us at all. We also have provisions to assist you with people that may help you to get jobs. That's what we do by alumni connection. In the center, we have alumni officers who assist students to get in contact with people who have graduated, who may have need for what you have as skills, and they help you to get admitted into their own industry. You must know that if you are not familiar with career exploration, you have to see your career officer. There is provision for one-to-one, one-on-one assessment and assistance. And when departments invite us, we also do that as a group service. We are well equipped to do that. You must also know that these career officers are trained career coaches. So there is no issue you have with career development that they cannot take. I mean, there is not one, ranging from problem of choice, how to get things done, and even those of you that are already working and you seem to be stagnating at any point in time, you don't even know why. There will be reassessment of what you're doing because you are so equipped that we can assist you. That's why I say coming into Nnamdi Azikiwe University is regarded as a blessing. Because even if you have issues at the place of work you are working, and now you're a student, you see, because you're a student, services are free. If you consult when you are not a student, you know what it takes to consult a consultant, and that's your plan. So, and this is the primary level. of our services. At the secondary level, people are already having issues. We understand that some students are already having addictive behavior before they come into Nnamdi Azikiwe University. All sorts of addiction, substance addiction, sex addiction, internet addiction, help students to come off this addictive behavior because we understand that if they continue in that behavior, they may not be able to graduate. See, you have been told that it is true. Postgraduate courses, postgraduate work is tedious. It's time consuming. You need your effort to do it and do it well. And if you don't do it well, instead of not doing it well, please don't do it at all. That's how I see it. But we are here to ensure that you do it and you do it well. I must tell you that those of you who already have habits that they want to disengage, you are also welcome at the center. Some of these habits are antithesis of good student performance and politics of the students. We have CDS courses that we offer. It is our hope that some of you already know a lot about the skills that you require for career development. However, we recommend that every new postgraduate student gets a copy of Nnamdi Azikiwe University Career Development Skills Textbook 400. It is loaded with what will assist you to do better, both as a student and as a prospective employee of any industry or within any industry that you have. Sometimes academic work comes with burnout, comes with conflict, confusion, and we're here to assist. We know that relationships also get sour when you become more engaged with other serious issues like academic work at the PG level. So we help you to strengthen your relationships and help you to come off non-negative behavior that may impede on your successful administration and management of your PG program. This is one tier that is very correctional. So we treat, that is, we deliver psychotherapy too, not just counseling. So people that have frank mental health issues like depression, anxiety, and also handle this tier. Distinguished colleagues, and yes, your colleagues, because at PG level, you know, we keep learning. Even when we teach you, we expect also to learn from you, especially those of you at PG level. As Professor told me once that if you can't get any information from a PhD student, and that PhD student should not even graduate because it has nothing new to offer. And I believe that because over the several years I've been in the program, when you are guiding a student and the student is exploring, that exploration leads to discovery, and that is the heart and the core. That is why one of the most important questions that you must be asked when you want to defend your PhD is what you have added to knowledge. What is it that this your research has added to knowledge? And that is what we are saying here at Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Our PhD work is not just to take it for granted. It is what you have to make sure that the community you come from, the nuclear community and the bigger community, benefits immensely. I want to conclude by also reminding you that we have online courses in human resource administration, we have online courses in career development and leadership skills. And these are things that you can avail yourself of and improve tremendously, so that when eventually you start working, or if you're already working, by the time you get promoted to higher positions, you will say, good, I am capable and I have the skills, and you perform or have performed others to the amazement of whoever employed you. I must thank you for listening and request you, please, that you have all it takes, since you have admitted you have all it takes.
Leave this man, so go do the I want to work.
We have articulated you know you have all it takes to graduate. And what will be the obstacle to your graduation? You can sort it out by visiting us at the Center for Counseling and Career Development. God bless you.
Okay, thank you, Professor Harry Obiwosu, the Director of Counseling and Career Development System. Talk on available guidance and counseling services. Thank you for Okay, sorry.
Please, we cannot hear. We are not hearing, please.
Okay, we will adjust the system and you'll be hearing us. Are you hearing us now? Hello, can you hear us now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, better. Thank you for your continued patience. We are gradually coming to the end of the rotation program. We have just one more major talk, and after that we will go into the question and answer session, and then we do the closing format. I would have to say that they have done very well today so far. So what is remaining is to talk on the effective use of library resources. Effective use of library resources. This talk is supposed to be given by the council librarian, so Stella Anderson, when she is otherwise engaged in another official assignment in Abuja. And so we are sent in a representative, person of Barrister Oliver Omudinjo. So Barrister Omudinjo will now address us on the effective use of library resources. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, please. Our protocols observed on the topic effective use of library resources. It's something that we would have used hours to talk about. For the fact that allocated only 20 minutes, I will abridge give us necessary information on this. The place of library in the academic life of any tertiary institution cannot be overestimated. At your level, and for want of time, I will skip the definition of library. So at PG level, it is assumed and define the word library. Effective use of library depends on proper understanding of the library. If you understand the library, its type, the contents, organization of material, especially the organization of material and its retrieval mechanism. If you understand the organization of the library, and as well understand the retrieval mechanism. Being an academic library, it provides access to information resources, learning and social spaces in support of teaching, learning and research. It's all students, staff and other researchers. Nnamdi Azikiwe University Library is called Professor Festus Library and named after the pioneer, Vice Chancellor. The library comprises of the main university library, which is situated at Oka campus. There are branches at Nnewi, Agoro, Stogwari, all under the control of the university. And let's see the types of information resources we have like Nnamdi Azikiwe University. We have both print and non-print formats. Print resources. We have reference books. They are only consulted within the library. For example, we have different types of dictionaries, encyclopedias. So you just come into the library, make references from them, and then drop the books and go. You cannot borrow them. Then we have circulating books. These are books that can be borrowed by the readers. These are the books which, depending on your discipline, you can go to different areas of the library, collect the books of your choice, and go to the center and circulation area, and they will give you the books on road. If you don't the requisite what is required of you for that. Then we have print periodicals. These are academic materials that are printed in successive parts at regular or irregular intervals. For instance, we have journals, we have magazines, we have newspapers. These are materials that come in successive parts. We have special collections like the Africana history. If you go to Nnamdi Azikiwe University, you have the area Kansas Zik Center. So that place you can only find materials out Zik or on Zik. Then we have electronic resources, the library databases, such as e-books and e-journals, covering all disciplines offered in the university. What? To access these online databases, are obtained from the digital section library. So, meaning that you can only access the e-library when you go to the digital library. Then departments and units, their functions. Have first the University Librarian's Office. And this is the office that is in charge the management and administration of the entire university library system. Have the acquisition department. The word acquisition shows the word acquire, to buy, to acquire, to purchase. This is the area that selects and that acquires information resources. Mark you, before we buy anything, we don't just buy because we have money, buy books. We also have to select in order to select the best books. Cataloging department. This is a very important area because without the cataloging section, you may come into a library with full of books, but you cannot access them. So the only way you can access books to get them organized through cataloging and classification. So it will be very difficult for me to explain this in the Then we have circulation department, which handles the registration of library users, as well as management of library shelves. This is the area if you want to make or borrow books, must get registered. It's the of the library. So it is their duty to register certain demands to meet before you get registered. For instance, you must be a student, PG, show evidence of having settled the university. before you are allowed to. Then we have serious department. This acquires and organizes serials such as journals and other periodicals for use. The digital department offers ICT-driven library services, especially online and offline access to databases and electronic resources, as well as ICT training. We equally give training, ICT training to students if there is need. Institutional repository department. For instance, what we do in that department is get our thesis and dissertations digitized in such a way that students can now read them online, even students outside the London School. Then we have the research center. Mentioned that Africana unit, another unit with publications African written by Africans. We have binary units. This unit is equally important because the life of every book, when the book gets old or torn, you really have to enforce such books, get them bound. So we have such a unit doing the work behind it. Archives unit. Sometimes we may remove books from the shelf because of their old age. But sometimes again, we see that such books are very indispensable that you cannot just do away with. So we have that very unit taking care of that. We equally have other libraries like the law library, the pharmacy library. These are located in some departments. Admission to use the library. Like I said earlier, the users must be registered at the circulation desk. The following are eligible. Register. Use the library. Not just register, not automatic. Must belong to a class before you start. For instance, members of the University Council, it's automatic. Members of the University Senate, academic staff, senior members of administrative and technical staff, junior staff members. It's not when you just say you are a member of a small staff to show evidence you are. Postgraduate and research students, this very university. Full-time students of the university, any other in the approval of the university. So if any other outside this very group comes the circulation registered, the staff there maybe write an application in university librarian. So the university librarian that may approve to register. However, the following we use the library for reference only, reference purposes. Graduates of this university, those who have already graduated, and you are no more a part and parcel of this very university. Don't pay their taxes, the university, so not automatic any longer. Part-time students, other language programs, and so on. So these are part-time students. Persons granted permission, special circumstances, but we use our discretion, not when we say somebody from the University of Nigeria who can come in here. Don't have any business that way, but one has to use his discretion sometimes to consider the needs of that very person. We're information scientists, and information we may give that person at that point in time may help him a lot. We have opening hours from Monday to Friday, starting from 8 o'clock to 6 p.m. We close on Saturdays, Sundays, and public statutory public holidays. I mentioned earlier about organizing the library, and I said the library is not organized. You may find it difficult to locate even the book you know very well. You may find it, so you have to organize books in such a way that they are classed under subjects and related subjects. And we use a cataloging scheme called the Library of Congress scheme. This is done by the use of about 21 alphabets or combination of the alphabets, e.g. let me use the word, the letter Q. Q stands for Q. Stands for a subject. We have QA for another subject in the sciences. QB, another subject. QC and so on and so forth. So and when we now go further, we add numbers in order to subdivide these subjects further. So what I'm saying here is not what I just mentioned it because there's no way I can teach this thing here for us to understand. I've said earlier that you can only borrow books at the circulation point, and we can check in equally at that very point. If you borrow a book in the library, maybe because it gives you date due for every book, and if you borrow and maybe at the date that book is due, you feel that you have not finished using that book, you may renew such a book. We can only deny you the renewal of that particular book only if somebody has placed a hold on that book, some other person requires it. The habit of some users holding on to our books for more than the authorized period, we view this as an act not very very good. So we have notices which we send to people who hold books more than due date, and we charge for overdues for such books. If you lose our book, definitely we have to pay. We calculate, pay. Like I said earlier, if I'm allowed to talk, I will talk, but for one time, I will say I'll end my talk at this point in time. May I, on this note, welcome you to Professor Agabo Michael Library. I wish you a most rewarding and enjoyable experience in university. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Barrister Oliver Onwudindo, who stood in for Professor Stella Anasi, the University Librarian, for that talk, effective use of library resources. And dear students, once again, we say thank you to you for your patient understanding. That talk we have on effective use of library resources actually the last talk I have for you on this orientation program. What remains is question responses that questions. Understand that you have sent some questions through your email addresses. We will look at those questions every answers once we could and respond to others by sending the answers to emails. Let me also, so that somebody will get ready, we will require one of the students, one of you, to give a vote of thanks if you feel that the college has done very well in organizing this orientation. One of you, one of the students will indicate and give it. That will be after we have gone through the questions and responses. I was directed by the provost to inform you that somebody, some people are raising issues on ID cards. On the ID cards, the college will send out information shortly through your emails on what the requirements are, what you need to do to get the ID cards. Then there is also a note here on part-time students. It says that part-time students are required or expected to place themselves as per course registration. That is to say, that part-time students are as well to fill the course registration forms properly and submit so that they can be the students. So we will take the other questions as they read out the dictator.
Okay.
And hopefully some of the resource questions still available. If the question falls on the position, if not, send the responses to your email.
Okay, so good morning, Sam. I am Ezekiel Quinn, a PG student at UNIZIK. One of the requirements for the submission of our files is that our online course registration must be included in the files. We have been unable to carry out this online registration on our portals because it is not yet available on the students portal. What do we do about this situation? Let me go ahead and answer. Okay, so we have gotten this question from a lot of people, a lot of students, and we are working on it. The courses are being uploaded, and in no time, you'll be able to see those courses and register them. So you can go ahead with your lectures and other registration processes. You can do your medicals and all of that, but we assure you that we are working on the course registration and you will soon see it on your portal. Thank you very much. All right, let me see if there's another question. Okay, Professor Afon mentioned that anybody who has not still the same thing about course registration. Okay, is publication part of school fees?
No, publication is not part of school fees. But the publication is one of the requirements every postgraduate student must fulfill before that postgraduate student can graduate. The PGR&D provides that before a student does his or her final defense, that the student must have published an article based on the research work the student has done. And as I said when I was commenting on that part, that the article must be published in conjunction with the student's supervisor. It is not part of school fees, but you will find that if the student does not comply with this requirement, the student will not be clear to do the final defense. So it is a requirement, it is not part of the fee. I hope that is understood.
Okay.
Okay, if the question relates to the 15,000 naira publication fee, then publication fee is part of what you are to pay. That's part of the requirement, part of what you are required to pay before you can graduate. So I hope the distinction is made. It is different from school fees, but it is part of what you are required to pay as a postgraduate student. Thank you.
Okay. I'm Aban Ume of the Department of Counseling Psychology. My questions are, can we get soft copies of the publications, guideline, and manual of styles, etc.? Okay. Second question, we have answered that. When will the courses be uploaded on the portal?
Okay. Whether you can get
Soft
copies of the regulation, we will see what to do about that. But because you have paid the fee, you have paid for these publications as you are paying for tuition and school fees. So you are required to come to the college and collect copies of these documents. When they are available online, you take a decision to submit it. And now, there is no provision sending.
Okay.
Sorry. Hello, sorry, associate. Can I make a contribution there?
Why not?
Okay, thank you. Please, for whoever that asked this question, I'm forced to ask you: are you an online student? If you are an online student, yes, it is statutory that you're going to get every material online because you are not expected to come here for any reason sake. But if you are a full-time or part-time student and you are asking this question, the question is, are you saying that you don't come for your program, you don't come for lectures? Don't you come to the university? Don't you come to your department? Because it is a sacrosanct that you should attend lectures and you should make up, even when there is a blended teaching. Department teachers can also teach online, but there's no way you cannot come here. If you come here, you come and pick a copy of the books you paid for. Yes, the document can be made available electronically, no doubt. But to be requesting for it as if you, unless you are an online student. So for online students, we are not asking you to come here just to come and pick a book. No, everything will be sent across to you. But for if you are a part-time or full-time, there's no way you cannot come here. If you come here, you come and pick your copy. Thank you.
Angela Ogeogo, can we do the medical exam at the Naive Teaching Hospital in Nnewi?
Hello. Actually, can I respond?
Please do.
Please, no. If you are going to do medical examination at Nnamdi Azikiwe Teaching Hospital, you are going to pay them. But in course of your registration, you have paid for medical examination to Nnamdi Azikiwe University. They are two different institutions. One does not fund the other. If you want to have that, if you want to make that choice of going to do it at teaching hospital, you will pay them and don't say the university charged you. But if you do it at our medical center, you have already paid for it. The medical director said it. You are not going to be charged for any other thing. So the answer to that question is no. Because I'm sure when you get there now, problem of charge will come into it. The university has a medical center being directed by a consultant, so it is not inferior. The doctors there are qualified. They have good laboratories, X-ray, and all what more to do the medical examination. So please subject yourself to the medical center and do the medical fitness. Thank you.
Okay. Patience, Olga. So if we are to go ahead with lectures for online students, where is the link to the classes and how do we start?
Yeah, Professor Fonde, you are in charge of this.
Yeah, thank you, Associate. The postgraduate college does not give a link for lectures. It is the teacher. It is the department. In fact, it's the lecture, not even the department. The department doesn't give a link to a lecture. It is between the teacher and the students. You organize, whether you're using Google, Zoom, or you're using the LMS platform. We are going to have an orientation, a different orientation for the use of the learning management system platform. That is the platform that Nnamdi Azikiwe University uses to teach the online students. So we will conduct an orientation on how you use the LMS platform. So, but even when you have not done that, your teacher, even for those who are registered for part-time and full-time, your teacher can just generate a link. So the links are generated between you. In fact, as a matter of fact, it's not even the teacher. It is the course rep. It's you, student, that will generate a link and they send the teacher across by 5 p.m., 8, 9, 10, whatever, whenever you agree, hold your lecture. So
the reason for asking that question, can you hear me, please? Yes. The reason for asking that question was because no lecturer, I don't even know if I have a lecturer for any course. There's no course uploaded on my portal. There's no information. I just got onboarded and I have just been there since last year. It's close to 3 or 4 months now, if I am not mistaken. So that has been my worry, that has been my problem. And if you're saying the lecturer is supposed to reach out to me, or I am supposed to create a link and then send it to the lecturer, who am I sending to? Because I don't even know the lecturer, and then who am I supposed to send it to?
What is your mode of study?
The problem online.
What is your mode of study?
Online.
What department is that?
Educational management and policy.
Okay. For the online student in education, we've noted that the department, the PG coordinator, you see, this part of you are 2024. You are this current year, 24-25.
Yes, please.
Okay. You see, that is
because I did proposal defense. That was last year. Okay.
You said who did defense?
I did proposal defense. That was last year.
When last year?
That's for admission. For admission.
Yes.
No, that's admission. So that is not.
And after then, I haven't gotten
that's admission.
Okay.
Don't worry. Just hold on. Okay, that is why this orientation is very important. You have spent 3-4 months now, and you are just bringing up this report. In the first 1 month, I suppose I've even reached out to your
No, sir. I can actually send. This is not the first time I'm bringing the report. I have a lot of emails. Not 1, not 2, not even 3. In fact, I have been complaining. I have been sending messages. I have been sending emails. I have always been complaining. And, I've not gotten any reasonable response. That's why I decided to say something here and then get a clarification. It's not as if I have just registered and I have just gotten admission and then went back to rest. No, I haven't done that. I have actually followed up every single thing. I think most of my online students will understand what I'm saying.
Okay, so you mean you don't even have a contact of your HOD or PG coordinator?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Because I
have been sending emails, several emails.
It's okay. We'll handle educational management and policy. Please, Izu, just note her comments. The student is supposed to have contact of your HOD and the PG coordinator, because that is the first place to start. Like we said during the presentation, the PG is a clearing house. We don't teach any student at PG. Groups or different departments, but you are a student of education, that person is from the same department. The onus lies on you. You reserve the right to approach a HOD. We have registered for the past 2-3 months HOD before you get to the PG, because the first question is, assuming we were to call that HOD not to ask, the question will be, who did the student ask? It's also possible that because you have not been interacting with the right appropriate quarter, you may not have known what is going on there. That's why I keep asking PG coordinator and HOD. And that is the first level of report of anything that you are not satisfied with. And once again, on behalf of the college, we apologize for whatever disappointment satisfaction students are facing in the different departments. As a college, we don't accept that, but we must address issues from root cause. And the person that first of all handles matters of academic is about the the HOD, who the PG coordinator works in, hand in hand with. Please try to reach them, then we can get a report further. Thank you.
Is there any more questions?
Yes.
Take two or three more. Take two or
Please,
three.
I want to ask, during the orientation, I had when Prof mentioned that there is a research grant and scholarship available to PG students. So please, I don't know, how do we access it and what are the requirements for eligibility? Please, thank you.
It's okay. The college, in due time, will publish guidelines for scholarship, grants, and awards. So it is not, we will call for it. So you don't just apply. We will call for it and now state the guidelines and those qualifications for it. Like we said, scholarship for exceptional students, indigent students, international students, okay, grants for conferences and all what, then awards for best performing students. It is the college that will call for it. So you just hold on. What modalities are worked out for it? Remember that these are more of uh, other responsibilities that the college bears. It is not like there is funding from government. I think I must make this known so that you don't think maybe that the Ministry of Education release money to Nnamdi Azikiwe to give scholarship. No, it's not like Nnamdi Azikiwe University Management release money to college. No, it is from other external sources that the college is trying to encourage students who are doing exceptionally well or who are actually indigent. So it's not like there's actually fund that is reserved from government or from the university. It is as the budget can carry. So it's important to understand this. So the college will only call for announce it if they find out that they have such resources left from their managerial university. So it's not like there's a reserve fund from university or from government. It is from the money that you also have paid. If there is a reserve, we can call for such thing for students to. So it's not like there's actually a reserve fund. When we manage it to encourage students, we make a call for it. When we work out that, we will put a call for it.
It is part of the college's corporate social responsibility. So whenever it is received that, like the associate has received, the college will call for guidelines for students to guide the students. Thank you. Yeah, is there any other question?
Please consider.
Doctor, sir, I have a question.
Yes, please.
I have now this is based on school fees.
Hold on. We have asked you to send your questions by email. And what we are attending to are those who have sent these questions through their email. So let us get done with them first. Before we go whether we can have time because we need to conclude this orientation program. So you hold on.
Okay. I think I will take these two questions together. It says, please, based on the academic calendar earlier published, uh, our exams will commence February. However, this orientation ought to be done since last year, but is being done today. Prof, please, can the exam date be adjusted? The second person said similar thing. He said, please, considering the setbacks and misinformations, when is the first semester examination coming up?
Yeah, associate health sciences. Can you also take that question?
Sorry, please, can you take the question again?
Okay. Please, based on the calendar earlier published, our exams will commence February. However, this orientation ought to be done since last year, but is being done today. Please, can the exam date be adjusted? Then the other person said, please, considering the setbacks and misinformations, when is the first semester examination coming up?
You are not going to sit for the orientation in the exam for crying out loud. There is nothing we have said here that is going to come in your exam. So orientation and the exam have nothing in common. Like we said, we just want to tell you on the do's and don'ts, things that will help you graduate fast and all what more. So it doesn't stop your the first semester exam holding as scheduled. The only thing you can be complaining that you can appeal for extension or modification is that the department has not started lectures. Uh-huh. PG orientation lectures are not going to come in your exam. So it has that even if we decide we didn't hold it now, we if exigencies call for it, we can hold it after first semester exams. So yes, we are supposed to have held it earlier, no doubt. But that is being held now has got nothing to do with your calendar. So what will affect that calendar is that lectures have not been completed, which will have to be confirmed by the department, not you. So what you're saying in essence is just go ahead with your program, pray that your department is pursuing their lectures and the lecturers are teaching you. And the calendar cannot be changed because of PG orientation. The calendar can only be changed the exigencies of the university programs, or that there is confirmed evidence that most departments has not finished. And we will even ask why didn't they finish, or why haven't they finished yet. So the decision has nothing to do with the exam. The calendar runs. Remember that this calendar, if you adjust it now, it's going to affect the next year that's coming in. It will affect the second semester, it will affect the 25, 26, everything will be affected. So we don't really just adjust calendar because you didn't do what you're supposed to do. Thank you.
Okay, sir. One more question again for the online students, which we've not started lectures and nothing. Are we also supposed to write exams with the normal students?
The online program runs concurrently with
Yes.
the
So how do we
regular
do
program.
since we haven't been able to attend any lecture
Hold on,
or
hold
been able
on.
to meet
If you
what
heard
what
me, if you heard me, if you heard me, what I said that the only thing that can make the PG adjust, modify our
okay?
program is if it is confirmed that the
Okay.
department has not delivered the lectures. And that
Okay.
has to be confirmed from the department. So I think that statement answers a lot of things that you may even want to ask. For
It's
now,
okay.
if you have problem, please send notification. We will ask the department.
Okay, I understand you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
one or two questions. We will run this.
Okay. Good morning, sir. Thank you for a most enlightening orientation exercise. I am a male student who recently changed my name and just got it registered and approved by NIMC. Can this change be recognized by the school? Thank you.
The answer is no. If you did not make that change before you apply for admission, you will graduate with the name you were admitted. For whatsoever reasons you have for changing your name, you applied with Tobechukwu Nnamani. You will graduate with Tobechukwu Nnamani. When you leave school, go and make a notary public, as lawyers will call it, and tell the world that Tobechukwu Nnamani is the same thing as Tobechukwu Nwakama. We don't change male name. Thank you.
Okay.
Finally, let's take a final question from the coach.
Okay.
Can I?
Okay.
I also have a question, or I have a question too.
Okay. Let's
I
hear
mean,
you.
yeah. So
What
I
is the
got
question? Go on.
because the questions have been asked about
Go on with the
program.
question.
And okay, yeah. So previously questions have been asked about the online program, and I know that my department is also and I've sent numerous.
Please, we can't hear you clearly. Put your phone close to your mouth or your device so we can hear you.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me now.
Okay.
So I have sent numerous emails regards the online program. I haven't gotten any response to any of the emails. And considering the fact they said exam starts in February, I have zero knowledge of what is going on, and I can't even my supervisor to know where to start from. I don't actually know where I stand. I've paid my tuition fee, but I'm not getting any information at all. And I applied for PGG, strategic management. I keep trying to enroll for courses. HOD has not uploaded courses, but I'm not getting anything. So
Okay, we have noted this comment by the online students, and we will send the HODs and PG coordinators details across so that you can reach out to them. Thank you.
okay.
It's really a good error. I think we should so
Please, can I ask a question from
no
my own
please,
end?
no please. We have drawn the curtain on questions. Maybe if you raise the questions on your email, we'll be able to respond to them.
I did send it through
We
my
will
email.
respond to it
Wasn't
through your email.
sent. That's why I tried to ask.
We'll now call on one of the students to volunteer to make a vote of thanks. Anybody who is willing to do that. Vote of thanks by any of the students.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
My name is Wanku Celestine Chinemerem. I'm a PG student for Accountancy Program 2024-2025 academic section. I want to sincerely appreciate the organizers, ranging from the acting vice chancellor down to the resource persons who have made our time to kind of sensitize us on the things we ought to know in order to ensure a successful academic program, having given us insight and tips on areas of confusion and the do's and don'ts. I want to say on behalf of other students, I want to say a very big thank you to each and every one of you, and wishing my fellow students a very successful academic section. Thank you all.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. You're welcome. So we go into closing formalities. We call upon now, please. Can we call on any student to give us the closing prayer?
Yes.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, you can volunteer to give us the closing prayers.
My name is Prince
Yes.
Father, we thank you for the success of the orientation exercise. We thank you for all that you have done for the resource persons and every student here present. Take all of the glory in the name of Jesus. We ask that your good hand rest upon our entire academic adventure and that you crown all of our efforts with good success in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much.
In Jesus' precious name, we are prayed.
Thank you all our students, and thank you again for your patient understanding. We hope that this orientation program will be effective in your program. So the college is still open to you for any inquiries you will need to make, any question you need to ask. The college is still open to you as you come. Thank you so very much. That brings us to the end of today's orientation program. So we'll end it with Nnamdi Azikiwe University song.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you all so much.
Hail unity, pride of the state, expand our nation, fountain of knowledge and of wisdom, source of our hope and confidence.
Thank you. Thank you for being
Okay.
here.
Hausa. Very good.
Yeah.
Hausa mun fito ne ka before. Mm. Before.
Thank you for being here.
Unless you don't have one chance.
I'm not your friend, but
Maybe small one chance though. Nah, small. Nah, there. It says it's in February. When I don't even know the contact of your lecturer. You don't even know who is your lecturer.
Yeah, that February examination, is it still going to good?
He said capital years though could be considered on the ground that most
Professor, no,